And yesterday you had Monaghan particularly showing a lot of Dublin-esque patience at times when faced with when Tyrone were in the blanket formation.
Yeah.
And Monaghan played it very slowly. In fact, played it backwards an awful lot. And then managed to pick holes in the Tyrone defence. Tyrone were more sort of all go whenever they had the chance. They wanted to attack much faster. Maybe showed a bit less patience in time. But certainly at other times then you had 2-3 scores on the board for both teams within 2-3 minutes, where it was just bang, bang, bang. So there was a variance to the pace, but again, that was two mature teams doing the right thing at the right time, and the decision making and the quality of that was another feature of yesterday. The decision making in both teams, they very rarely done the wrong thing.
Right. Okay. So this was high quality on both sides. You're not coming to us here saying I'm very, very worried about Tyrone after what you saw yesterday.
There's areas there to be concerned about, but you were playing a very good, not maybe top quality if we're talking Dublin level quality, but we're talking about a top quality Monaghan side that have been around for quite a while, and Malachy O'Rourke has tweaked them really nicely. And they had so many of their big players stood up to be counted yesterday. Tyrone, on the other hand, they were carrying injuries into it. Most of them all started, but Tyrone were off colour. You came away from it from a Tyrone point of view and you went through the first 15. You could pick out maybe 2 players who played for them, up well for them. I'm probably thinking particularly about the likes of Frank Burns and probably Conor McCalliskey were 2 players who played up to their level. Other people, the likes of Niall Sludden, played well, but I've seen Niall even play better again. And then outside of that, the rest of the Tyrone team all have probably had better games.
Yeah, Mickey Hart mentioned the injury situation. I don't know specifically who he was talking about, but he did say, we knew that our men were carrying injuries, were suspect as to whether they'd last the whole game or not. We hoped they'd be able to acquit themselves for longer than they did, but we were just struggling with the pace of the game, the fact they hadn't been training full on for so long. So that was definitely an issue to bear in mind here. Malachy Clerkin made a really interesting point as well in the Irish Times. At the final whistle, Monaghan had 5 players over 30 on the pitch, that experience, that decision making. And interestingly, Tyrone's oldest player at full time was Matty Donnelly at 27. And when Colin McCarron went off, that's the first time since pre-2003 that there was no All-Ireland winner at all on the pitch for Tyrone. So it's just an interesting mark between the two sides. When you look at that level of experience that Monaghan have, 5 players over 30, a really good relationship with a coach who's achieved success. I wonder, are they at their peak? I wonder, is this, this is kind of Monaghan's time now. They've been building for a few years. They're a really good age. It's kind of, let's just see what they can do kind of territory for Monaghan.
The common and what has been proved wrong wisdom would be that Monaghan maybe peaked a number of years ago whenever they won the Ulster title and they missed out in the quarter-final slot. They got back to another quarter-final game against Tyrone actually and lost it again, and most people thought that team has been maxed because Seamus McGinley had really worked a lot of that group pretty hard and got a lot out of them, but without titles. Malachy O'Rourke came in, managed to get them over the line, managed to get them maybe 2 Ulster titles, and so a lot of people thought maybe they had peaked. And there was some raised eyebrows whenever Malachy O'Rourke took it on for another 3-4 years, because from the outside looking in, you sort of thought, where else are you going to go? The likes of Paul Finlay, the likes of Dick Clerkin were stepping away, having served their time, and people were wondering, where else are you going to go? But obviously Malachy had been much closer to the thing, seen something coming, knew there was more there, and he's proven it. A great National League campaign and a great result against Tyrone. So and strangely enough, obviously the big thing that Monaghan team has struggled with has been the big quarter-final game in Croke Park. The format changes this year. Yeah. That's taken out of the equation. It's more of a league system, which Monaghan has always done really well. And so Monaghan will be in a great position this evening. They've a lovely balance to their team, and they've a couple of players who are the equal of anything in the country, and particularly in Rory Beggan and Conor McManus. Yeah, they finished both halves much stronger than Tyrone, which is another point. Maybe there wasn't a level of dominance throughout, but they definitely finished off both halves very well. And you mentioned McManus. I mean, he scored 4 of the game's final 6 points. He scored 6 points in total. And then, like, the curler from out in the sideline is just outrageous. I mean, it's just outrageous. Is he the best forward in the country? Who's our top 2 or 3? Where is he featuring? I think you're talking of the likes of him, the likes of McBrearty, the likes of Comer. is probably your top three. Paul Gainey from Kerry would be right up there in terms of a standout forward, but we probably haven't seen a lot of him in that top fashion at the minute.
I think I'm probably taking McManus, to be honest.
Yeah, Dublin strangely don't have that stand out forward, because simply all of them are at a really high level, so nobody has to be a standout forward. Most other teams you've won. So, but yeah, McManus, just for his for the sheer audacity of the scores and his patience yesterday had to be seen, because Rowan McNamee, thrown full back, done a brilliant job on him for 60 minutes of that game. Hassled him everywhere, not even hassled, just followed him everywhere. And Conor McManus, he looked almost disinterested. He was walking around, he was doing his wee bit of fist pass here, fist pass there. Had a crucial say in the goal where he drew 3 people in and had the quick hands to get it off to Vinnie Corey and open up the Tyrone defence, because everybody had went to him. But then he was just like a coil spring. He missed a free right underneath the stand. He got a bit of a jeering from the Tyrone supporters. Missed it badly, ballooned it. And then what, about 5-10 minutes later, he got that free. Now, it was a soft enough free, actually, if we look back at the tapes, one of these high tackle frees that they're punishing an awful lot, but making some wrong calls. But he got it in underneath the exact same set of supporters, and had a long time to stand over it. At that stage, Tyrone had got back. That was 60, I think maybe 65, 66 minutes. He struck that. It was all square, so very, very even. And from there, he just kicked on. Himself and Colin Walsh. That's one of the big things Malachy O'Rourke done. Malachy O'Rourke held Colin Walsh and Conor McCarthy back, both named to start. Colin Walsh was the captain, flying form. Both had wee niggles. Malachy O'Rourke held them back, and I was doing commentary yesterday with Paul Finlay, and he said Malachy O'Rourke's big thing is always to be very patient at the start of Ulster Championship games, and then hold your best team back at the end, or have something in the last 15 minutes to get you over the line. Tyrone, on the other hand, went with the semi-injured boys right from the start. The boys carrying the injuries was Colin Kavanagh, Tiernan McCann and Lee Brennan. All 3 were withdrew during the game, and Tyrone then, as you pointed out, finished with a relatively inexperienced and probably a weaker side than Tyrone started with. Monaghan, on the other hand, finished with their strongest side.
Tyrone now face, 4 qualifying games just to make the Super 8s. They're in the same boat as Mayo, so it won't be easy. Give us your assessment of them then. You said there were a few areas of concern. What are we talking about here?
The areas of concern was the fact that you were all square, 65 minutes to go. You'd weathered the storm, you'd forced yourself back into that game, and then you came up short. So that is either, it can be any one of number of things, or it can be just bad luck. Monaghan outplayed them completely in that final 10 minutes, which is the key stage of any championship match. Is it fitness? I would be surprised if it is. Is it leadership? It possibly is now, without Sean Cavan and that there, but the likes of Matty Donnelly and PD Hart are well capable to lead football teams, so I would like to think it's not that. But again, until it happens in the big games, that question's going to be out there. And then it's just that level of that wee bit of star quality that I think any team needs to really make the difference in the big games, and it has been said for a number of years that Tyrone maybe don't have that. The same as some of them other teams do have, and again that came out. Now, Conor McCalskey had a massive game yesterday for Tyrone and did really lead from the front, but he's still not quite at the level of Conor McManus, and he was too isolated in the work that he done yesterday. He done brilliant work, but he was too isolated in that up front. So and then the other thing was Tyrone got chastised badly at the end of last year for not having a so-called plan B. We all hoped for more of a kicking game into the full forward line. Now, the way Monaghan set up probably meant that couldn't get going, even if the players wanted to do that. But we still seen the exact same thing from Tyrone, a dependency on the counter-attack. It is their A game, and they are brilliant at it when let do it. But from what Dublin done last year, and Monaghan done it in similar ways, they weren't let do it, and whenever they're stopped, it's much more difficult. But I'm saying that Tyrone still scored, 116? That's brilliant scoring against a tight defence. So it's not all done. The key thing for Mickey Hart is getting all of his men fit, fully fit, not carrying any knocks, and getting them confident again to head into the qualifiers. But I think, as with any team heading into the qualifiers, you sort of need a wee bit of luck to, like, I think the country would love to see a Tyrone Mayo match. I'm really hoping I'm hoping they avoid each other. If Tyrone and Mayo avoid each other, would you expect to see Tyrone in the Super 8s one way or another? They're generally the pick of the bunch left there. Yeah, absolutely. Look, there is a big disparity between the top teams in the country and a lot of the other teams. Most of the teams in the early round of the qualifiers are made up of Division 3s and 4s. So you'd expect Tyrone, or for that matter Mayo, to come through strongly in any of them games.
Okay, listen, fantastic stuff as ever. Enda McGinley, thank you.
Good man.
Listen live or listen back. The Newstalk app is Newstalk in your pocket. Download it now.
Take back the confidence to smile again with dental implants, the permanent solution to missing teeth and uncomfortable dentures. Smiles Dental is Ireland's #1 provider of dental care, and we're offering 10% off implants and free consultations. Visit smiles.ie for a quote estimate. Terms and conditions apply. Offer available for a limited time.
He loves me. He loves me not.
Susan has already spent 10 minutes at work binning dead flowers petal by petal.
He loves me not.
Not ideal as a 36-year-old florist. Time she could spend switching to Energia and getting 2 months free on her business energy bills. Don't be a Susan in business. Be clever. Take time to make the switch. Call 1850 363 744 or visit energia.ie. Terms and conditions apply. Saving is equivalent to 2 months